Your 90.7 crossover, putting the class back on the airwaves with Charlie Don, and we have a special guest with us this afternoon to talk about ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated. We have Miss Cherry Lane Sabiliano with us today. Hi, Miss Cher.
Good afternoon, Charlie Don. Good afternoon to the avid listeners of Crossover.
All right. So, for those of our friends who just tuned in, and for those of you who do not know about ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated, Ms. Cher will give us a little background of what is ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated all about.
Yes, ASC Global Recruitment is a leading recruitment agency for healthcare professionals, nurses, radiographers, and other allied healthcare professionals to the UK. We have been deploying nurses and other allied healthcare professionals to the leading trust in the UK since 1997, and we have deployed over 11,000 of these highly committed and qualified healthcare professionals
over the years. And the ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated has started its services in 1997. That means you guys are ISO certified already and POEA licensed.
Of course, and as a testament to our excellent services and our processes and expertise, we have been accredited by the ISO, and of course our standards are also at par with UK standards. We are UCAS accredited as well, and most of our, if not all of our employees are of course highly trained and experts in their roles and responsibilities as ASC Global Recruitment experts in the processing, project management, recruitment. I'm a member of the candidate preparatory and screening team, so we are of course doing the initial screening in the IELTS. We give intensive lectures and workshops, and we also do the computer-based test review and OSCEs, the objective structured clinical examination learning sessions.
Okay, so if I'm a nurse, let's say if there's someone out there who's a nurse who's listening right now and is probably wondering what he or she will do to get recruited to the UK. So what are the requirements, Ms. Cher?
Right. Our minimum requirements are the following. You need to have 12 months of solid bedside nursing practice, and that is of course you can be a staff or a volunteer nurse that can be accepted practice. And the IELTS requirements for the UK based on Nursing and Midwifery Council's requirements is of course no scores below the 7 in all components. That's listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So you do not qualify if you have a 6.5. But we are doing something about that. So we are giving free lectures. Most usually it's with the writing and the speaking that we encounter challenges. But as far as reading and listening, most of the nurses and other allied healthcare professionals are usually the 8s and the 9s. Now 7 is a bit high, but that is required because we will be practicing in an English speaking country.
Right.
So it's quite high for a non-native speaker. But then again, although the examination is hard, we have a lot of nurses to prove, and there are 11,000 of them in the UK. So that's a testament that the test can be surpassed, or you can pass the requirements. And after your IELTS, you'll also be required of the identification. So these are the basics: the PRC license, the passport, and of course you also need to take an examination. That's your computer-based test. So after you pass the CBT, that's the time that NMC will then see or look into the documents if they are of course legitimate, and you are to submit to that the proof of you having the bachelor's degree in nursing, so that is coming from the school. And also we will be requiring you of some documents from the PRC or the Professional Regulations Commission. And after that, we will now be waiting for the decision letter for you to take the OSCEs in the UK.
All right. So that's quite a handful right there. What about our friends who gave up on their dreams and probably started working in different fields like the call center industry, for example, but are they still eligible to apply?
Of course, there are hospitals who will be willing to accommodate them for final interviews for as long as they still render volunteer service or bedside nursing care that is up to date, that is required, because you may not be able to pass the CBT and the OSCEs if
Right.
your practice is not current.
Right.
So we are actually having partnerships with hospitals to accommodate our nurses who are willing to go back to bedside practice in order for them to achieve their long-term dream of working as a nurse in the UK.
Bedside practice, not the bedside practice of sleeping.
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So some of our folks will probably ask you, is there a placement fee? You know, like some other countries out there, like you have to have a lot of money, you know, just to go abroad. But for the UK, for ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated, is there a placement fee?
No, we do not charge any fee, and
Whoa.
all our services are for free. And that is because what we offer the nurses are working visa. So then again, if they do have to invest on something, that is because of the registration requirements, and of course that is with the NMC. And after that, they have to pay for the OSCEs or the examination. While there are some employers who will shoulder parts of the fees, most of the nurses with the previous projects, they only invest on the CBT and of course the IELTS and the OSCEs. And that really depends on the employer as far as accommodations are concerned. Some employers will give 1 month, while others can give average of 2 to 3 months, while there are also generous employers who gives them at least 6 months.
6 months to pay.
6 months of accommodation for free.
Oh, accommodation. Okay. So that when you get there, you have a place to live.
Yes, of course, and you get to settle and of course find
Before you find your own
needs.
place.
Yes.
Right.
And
That's
as
great.
far as the reclaim from the salary, when nurses that are now in the UK and we ask them regarding that, they're so light that they don't even feel that there are
Deductions.
salary deductions. So and they are even telling us that they are just paying it through overtime, especially after 6 months. In 6 months, and then they have done a great job, and they will be offered to do bank shifts where then they can volunteer the rest of the days, because most hospitals,
Their rest days, for
yeah,
example. Yeah, for
most
overtime.
hospitals, the arrangement is like if it's a 12-hour shift, then you have to go 3 days of duty. Whilst if it's an 8-hour shifting, then you have 4 days of duty.
4 days of duty.
So you still have 3 or 4 days remaining. So you can do a part-time job if that is allowed by that is really allowed by the hospital, for as long as it will not conflict.
All right. That's great. So talking about salary, how much roughly are we speaking in pounds? In UK pounds are the nurses in the UK earning, the Filipino nurses? Yeah.
If they start with a band 3, that is this is per annum, that is band 3 salary is between 19,000 to 21,000 pounds. That's most of the projects or the employers that we are looking at on an average. But
That's a
if
lot.
after they pass the OSCEs, automatically after 1 month or between the 10-week period, they need to be registered. After they pass the OSCEs, they get to be registered. They will now be receiving from the 22,000 to 28,000 pounds in a year.
Wow. That's more than I earn in a month. In a year, actually. Wow. That's a lot of money. So we're talking about that amount of money. That's what the folks in the UK, the hospitals that are willing to pay to get good quality Filipino nurses, and they are looking specifically for Filipino nurses, not any kind of other nurse, or for their manpower, right? So
Yes,
it's Filipinos.
absolutely.
They're looking for Filipinos. We are in high demand. Folks.
Very high demand.
Yeah, and the UK has opened its doors to all Filipino nurses who are willing to work in the UK. Right? So tell us, what are the new and latest activities that ASC Global Recruitment has, and what a hospital or employer is going to be interviewing our successful applicants.
Right. Actually, maybe part of the major area, I guess, wherein we are most sought after being Filipino nurses is our compassion and our competence in rendering compassionate care. And apart from that is our ability to talk and be a good user of English.
Yeah.
So they've been doing international recruitment for most parts of the UK because it's not really it's not their thing to study nursing. So they rely on overseas recruitment for nurses. So they've been going around, and most of the employers are telling us that they only find the best nurses who can talk and of course converse in English in the Philippines.
Wow.
So that's primarily, and in line with that, we have activities geared towards developing the language skills of our nurses. And on April 22 and 23,
That's this Friday and Saturday.
yes,
right?
this to the weekends.
Yeah.
Now we will be conducting our monthly intensive lectures.
Okay.
And this is, of course, geared towards improving writing and speaking, and which I mentioned earlier as it seems to be part of the obstacles that we need to hurdle, especially the writing.
Right.
Now, we will be conducting the intensive lectures. This is actually a monthly activity of ASC. But this time, this will now be held in the J Center Mall Convention Center. That's on the third floor of J Center Mall, AS Fortuna Street, Bacolod, Mandaue City. So we will be expecting around 100, and we are now in the 80s of the confirmed attendance. This has been narrowed down from a list of 130, I guess.
So is this for free?
Yeah, and this is, of course, absolutely for free.
Wow. So mark the date, folks. It's April 22 and 23. That's this weekend, Friday and Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated has invited IELTS experts to give the lecture and the coaching and everything that we all nurses need to pass and ace the IELTS exam.
Yeah, and in line with that, ASC Academy is also looking for scholars for the month of May. Now, scholarship for IELTS means that we will be the ones to book the exam and, of course, pay for the exam.
Wow. Okay.
So the IELTS regular is given for free. And that is after they get to be appraised and recommended by the IELTS experts that we will be having their scripts being appraised, and of course their mock speaking tests being appraised as well. So after the recommendations are in, and if their names are of course on the list, we will be the ones to pay for their IELTS. And of course book and give them the IELTS intensive lectures to include now the listening and the reading part.
All right. That is amazing. You guys have it all. All right. So if you guys are looking for a way to improve your skills in writing and in reading, writing and speaking, yeah. So this weekend is a definitely good time to do that. And ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated will be giving this IELTS workshop for free. For free. You don't have to pay anything, right?
Yes. All they have to do is to call us up at 420-0903.
Right. Again,
And
it's
of course-
420-0903. And they can reach also through mobile
Yes.
phone. What's the number? Do you have a number for mobile? Yeah. How about your number?
Okay, I'll just give my number.
Okay.
So that's 0929 726 1629.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
Miss Maida's gonna kill you. No, just kidding. Okay, so how about the client interviews or employer? Who's the employer that's coming
Yes.
this month or next month?
Yeah, definitely. I will not be able to forget about that.
Yeah.
So, it's East Sussex Healthcare Trust that we are having the final interviews on May 5.
May 5.
Here in
Okay.
Cebu, but the interviews in Manila will start on May 2 and 3. So the pre-interview orientation for Cebu is 4 and 5.
4 and 5. So, okay. That's a
So,
pre-interview, right?
Yeah, the pre-interview orientation, they have to attend it because that will be the time that they will be given the candidate briefing, and they will be discussed on the most important parts of living and working in the UK. And then, of course, we will be giving the clients examinations also. And on the May 5th, that is the actual final interviews day. And of course, we will be conducting that on a very comfortable venue. We are doing the interviews at Regius IT Park.
Okay. So all they have to do first, of course, is to get in touch with ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated. Aside from calling or texting, they also have the website.
Yes,
Right.
and of course, our Facebook.
And Facebook. So the website is...
And the website is ascglobalrecruitment.com.
Yeah, and there's a live chat box there that's available for any of your inquiries 24/7.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you can do that at the comforts of your home, or maybe you're in the bathroom and you're thinking, oh, ASC Global, okay, let me visit that website. So you can ask, there's going to be a live person behind that chat box. It's not going to be a robot. It's going to be a live person who will answer all of your inquiries about ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated.
Of course. And just to add some information about East Sussex, they are actually 5 hospitals under East Sussex. And the main district hospitals are 2. That's Conquest Hospital and Eastbourne District Hospital. And these are general hospitals. They cater 24 hours, 24/7 emergency departments in all the major areas like surgical, medical, maternity services, and they have a full range of diagnostics and of course therapy services. Other hospitals will have Bexhill, Fairwood, and of course Rye, Winchelsea, and district hospitals. These are all parts of East Sussex. Sussex is one of the largest trusts in the country, in the UK, and they have been deploying 6,000 dedicated staff every year. So because of that, they are able to cater to most of the cases like emergency deliveries and other outpatient, and of course medical surgical cases. Now, the mission of the hospital is to give better health outcomes. So they are looking for excellent, experienced nurses that are able to render safe, effective, caring, responsive care.
All right, so that's it. This is it. There you go.
Yes,
East
that's
Sussex coming your way. All of you nurses out there, you can search it on Google. Where is East Sussex and what's it all about in the hospitals there? So the heads of nursing from those hospitals will be coming over on May 5 for the final interview. So you have to be pre-interviewed by ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated before you jump over to the final interview, and that's between May 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Yeah, okay.
So we are now accepting applications. You can email us your resume and of course your IELTS results. So you can email CM ALU and JAO CM, that's C Malunhao at ascglobalrecruitment.com, or you can also submit upload your resume through our website, or give us your contact details through Facebook. So you can reach us in countless, should I say, ways.
Yeah, there are different ways to get in touch with ASC Global Recruitment Incorporated. Again, it's the website, www.ascglobalrecruitment.com. You can give them a call, 420-0903. You can also text Ms. Sher at 0929
726-1629.
All right, so thank you very much, Ms. Sher, for dropping by.
Thank you so
I know you're very
much.
busy. And, well, good luck and God bless to all of the aspiring applicants. Give this a shot. Don't give up on your dreams. This is it. There
Yes,
you
definitely. This is it.
go. Check your time. It's 21 minutes down the hour of 4 o'clock, folks. Time check brought to you by Petron. Petron believes in giving everyone its best. This is Charlie Don. We'll take a break. And when we return, we'll be having more of your favorite smooth tunes. You're on a station that puts the class back on the airwaves. 90.7 Cross over the smoothest place on your radio. A proud member of the KBP.